from this country. And now, ladies and gentlemen, yes, you guessed it, the ugly. Wow. What a week. What a 12 months it has been in the NCAA. A great friend of mine passed away a year ago. His name is Don Hairston. And Don Hairston used to be a bouncer with me at a bunch of clubs out here. And but one thing that Don was always proud of, he was proud of his daughter, and he was proud of the fact that he was an Ohio State alum. And he used to wear his red and wear his red and grays all over town. Wear Ohio State hats everywhere he would go to let you know. And even when Ohio State was losing games to USC and to Texas, he didn't care. He loved his Ohio State Buckeyes. And I tell you something, he is probably just either laughing so hard in his grave or filled with shame. They are just absolutely doing whatever possible to destroy Ohio State right now. I mean, the stories today that Terrell Pryor and a few other players 3 years ago played golf at a posh golf club in the state of Ohio, which is apparently against NCAA rules. Terrell Pryor driving around nice cars, tattoos, supposedly making $20,000 to $40,000 cash, signing helmets and jerseys and all kinds of stuff. And other players as well. But Terrell Pryor is a star, so he's the face of it all. I said this 5 months ago. I said when they suspended him for 5 games, I said Terrell Pryor is going to go pro. Terrell Pryor is not going to stick around and waste his time when he can just go get paid in the NFL or CFL or UFL. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to take his show and go. And Jim Tressel has been disgraced as a coach because people feel that it is his fault that all this stuff has happened under his watch, that he's known about all this stuff. And it begs the question. It isn't a question that people want to ask. The question that people keep asking that is the wrong question. The question that everyone keeps asking that is the wrong question is, should athletes be paid? It's got nothing to do with athletes being paid. It's got nothing to do with anything other than trying to figure out who is responsible for athletes. Is it the coaches? Is it the administration? Is it the athletic director? Is it the players' parents? Or is it just the athletes? In America, and probably around the world too, when you're 18 years old, you're old enough to go fight for your country. You're old enough to die for your country. And so I don't understand why in college athletics when you're 18, 19, you're not old enough to be responsible for your actions as individuals and deal with the consequences of what you've created in that time period, as opposed to 4 years later, 5 years later. I mean, Maurice Clarett, to his credit, he never blamed Ohio State University. He never blamed Coach Tressel. He never blamed anyone but himself. He said, I got greedy. And it's as simple as that. And in this scandal right now, I mean, I don't know where people, or most of you people are from who listen to my show, but being a bouncer out here in Hollywood for the 10, the 11 years that I was, the one thing that you understand about being a bouncer or being anybody in a position of power is the most powerful thing in the world is a handshake and a wink. And you do it because A, you don't want to disrespect anybody. You do it because you want to get your club's name out there, or you want somebody to say, hey, that's where I went to have a good time and that guy took care of me. But it's disgraceful because I guarantee you, every bouncer in this town can tell you stories about athletes, college athletes, high school athletes that they've led into clubs. They can tell you stories about actresses and actors and entertainers who are 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 getting into clubs. The bottom line, to me, in this matter, is that when do we start holding accountability to the boys, to the girls, to their mothers, and to their fathers? Yes, we understand that athletes don't make a lot of money while they're in college. But athletes get taken care of like you wouldn't believe in college. Even the most up and up schools in the country do special things for their athletes. I mean, do you really think that when Tiger Woods was at Stanford, that Tiger Woods paid for meals when he went out to eat? Do you think that, you know, I mean, University of Pennsylvania has had a great college basketball program. Princeton has a great college basketball program. Do you really think those athletes go around those particular cities and don't get special treatment that the normal student doesn't get? I mean, the bottom line is it's the nature of fame. I mean, Auburn University doesn't even have, what does Auburn University have other than its college sports as for sports? It doesn't have professional teams in its city. Those kids are treated like gods. I mean, for a man to poison a tree at Auburn because an Alabama fan to poison a tree, knowing that Auburn fans, you know, go to hang out at this particular tree, should tell you, and that became news, should tell you how crazy college sports and college athletics is in this country. I mean, think about this 12-month period. We've had Rick Pitino involved in a scandal, Jim Calhoun in trouble because of too many phone calls, Michigan's coach Rich Rodriguez getting fired because too much practice time, this horrible scandal going on in West Virginia right now where the coach is about to be resigned because he basically, I don't know, tried to sabotage his successor by supposedly, people are saying that he's planning stories about him being drunk or getting kicked out of a casino at 3 a.m. Notre Dame right now is a scandal. Their best receiver, Malcolm Floyd, arrested for DUI, being allowed to practice with the team. Who is responsible for all this stuff? Is it the universities? Is it the coaches? Is it the money? What is, college sports is disgusting right now. It's disgusting on every level. You got players killing other players. There was a basketball team, I believe, in the South where a woman killed her roommate who was on the basketball team. I mean, I don't understand what goes on at some of these universities, but somebody needs to get control, and the NCAA isn't getting any kind of control on this matter. And I'm going to come back to this one quick commercial break. I'm going to talk about the NCAA on 89.7 KLAS FM after this.
Doing expert collision work, LA Radiator on Santa Monica Boulevard is the place to go. Located just a few steps east of Vine, LA Radiator offers the fastest service at the lowest cost available anywhere in the area. Whether it's just a tune-up or a major repair, you'll be putting your car in the best hands possible. Don't let the name LA Radiator fool you. They do a lot more than just radiators. Remember, the next time your car needs